Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Hey, welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with Stephen Woodward this morning. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, LeaderMan. Good morning, everybody, on this turbulent Tuesday in the Sandhills.
Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live audio and video streams. That's available to you from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air Listen Live. Click on that and you're listening to our broadcast stream. If you're looking for a video where you can hear and see the show live from the studio, or you can just click on that sentence that says watch live video right there at the top middle, and that will carry you to the video. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area, well, it's going to be a mixture of summer and fall-like weather. For today, sunny with a high of 88. That's going in the wrong direction. Mostly clear tonight, a low of 67. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 91. Thursday, chance of rain works in here, 40% chance with a high of 90. Friday, 70% chance of getting wet, high of 82. And over the weekend, look for a high of 79 Saturday and Sunday, 81 with a chance of rain. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure 30.01, humidity 63 degrees, humidity 96%. We have sunshine and 64 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, KC, 7:35, Tuesday morning. Glad you made us a part of your day, and hopefully we'll make it worth your while. You know, in the news there that I was covering this hour, it turns out the commissioners have decided to fund a crime lab here in Moore County, which is, I think Dick Persano said, it'll be one of the best decisions they've ever made in this county, and it will be. The only thing is, I published it on my web, the idea of it, and a blueprint of exactly how to do it on my website 10 years ago.
Well, you know, there is
and a lot of what I said on that website was quoted in the article, not giving me any credit for it, but just saying.
Well, you know what,
I was ahead of my time.
You know, well, of course, you know what they say: there is no off position on the genius switch.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind, folks. But
at least they're doing. At least they're doing it. It was a great idea because moi came up with it, but I'm not sure who they're going to get to implement it. Because I guarantee you our sheriff doesn't have the know-how to get it done. I'm not sure the deputy who brought it up at the commissioners' meeting has the knowledge to make it happen. That's the thing. How to build it and make it happen. You know, it's one thing to say you want to do it, and you're going to be in charge, but it's another thing to make it happen. If you remember, Neil Godfrey took 2 years from the time the detention center was finished to move prisoners into it. 2 years. It took him that long to figure out how to move prisoners 100 yards into the new facility. And it's just because they don't have, they're law people, they don't have the smarts to get things done. So hopefully they'll bring somebody in that knows how to build and how to make it happen. Because I guarantee you, if you leave it up to deputies is not going to happen because they don't know what comes next. And how you have to have lead time, have the materials and men there in order to get something done, and how to resolve problems which will crop up. And what's the solution to it without running it through a bunch of friggin' architects and engineers who will put together a bunch of committees and screw it all up. So we'll keep you posted on how that's going to happen. In the meantime, I think I should get royalties for the idea. Don't you?
Well, you have my gratitude, and we had Commissioner Paserno here in the studio recently who acknowledged.
And what did he say? Your idea is finally going to come through
He said
fruition?
yes. He said, "Guess what? We're finally doing it."
Yeah.
And I think it's a good idea. And just to bring up to speed our loyal audience, the intent of this is to operate a crime lab that will serve multiple counties. Is that
Well,
right?
it's not only that, but right now when you have evidence that most of it has to go to Raleigh to the State Bureau of Investigation to be go through a crime lab, and that takes a year or two for it to get back to our county and get to court. So you sit there and have to pay for a prisoner to sit in that jail for 2 years at a rate, if I remember right, about $60,000 a year per prisoner. So it'll speed that way up. Instead of taking years, it will take a few months. And you can get them to the courtroom, and then they'll go from there. But that alone will save millions and millions of dollars. That was the whole point of that exercise, but nobody could see it, especially the voters. I'd rather have a good old boy that butchers the English language, that gets on live TV and says, talking about the shooting of a transformer, says, quote, "I don't know who done it, but I'm going to find out who done it." Live coast to coast. Boy, what a good step forward for our county, huh?
You are fired up today. When are the commissioners scheduled to?
They've already appropriated the $4 million for this thing.
They have. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure, they allocated space in the detention center for a crime lab, but I'm sure some of that space has been utilized for something else, because they're talking about it's going to have to be in a building nearby, crime lab. I mean, they could take the old jail and use it, but I'd use that for revenue myself, but I don't know exactly where they plan on putting it. But regardless, it'll be a good move.
And the old jail is an empty cavern right now, just sitting, rotting away.
Yeah, it could be a youth detention center, but no. Because as I just told you, deputies are not builders. They can't get crap done when it comes to building and implementing things.
Yeah.
Leave law enforcement up to them, but leave the building to somebody who knows what they're doing. Well, despite Jimmy Kimmel's return, it'll be tonight. It's not immediately clear if his show will be available across the entire country. Sinclair, for its part, has said it would not go back to running Kimmel's show on its stations until the late-night host apologizes for his comments, meet with Sinclair representatives, and made a donation to Turning Point, the organization that Kirk founded. Sinclair would be noted. Sinclair, it should be noted, owns the ABC station in Washington, D.C., and about 60 other markets in the country. Also, Nexstar has yet to say what their intentions are. Right now, they're officially boycotting the show, but they may cave on that. We'll see. But just to let you know, Jimmy Kimmel's ratings, everybody says they've tanked. Well, let me tell you how bad they have tanked. At the beginning of the year, he had a 0.7 rating. 0.7. Now, that's already in the gutter.
Right, exactly.
And today it is a 0.13. So you see how far it's literally fallen to the level of about 125,000 viewers a night.
Is that households or viewers or eyeballs?
Households, I guess.
Yeah, but either way, it's
Either way, it's in the tank.
terrible.
We have more listeners than that listening to this program right now.
Even as we speak.
Yeah. So, no loss there, whether he's on or off. Nobody's going to see it anyway. I know some people will join in on it to tonight to see what happens. I will not be one of them because I could care less what he does. In the meantime, it's that time again. Strap on your thinking caps because we're going to play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? The following questions come from the standard fifth grade curriculum in the U.S. Get 4 out of 5 correct or you ain't got the sense of a fifth grader. All right, strap on that thinking cap because we got 5 questions for Mr. Steven over here to see if he's smarter than a fifth grader this week. All of these are pretty easy, so you shouldn't have much trouble.
Well, now you just set me up for failure by...
No.
Yeah.
All right. What number comes next in the sequence 5, 10, 20, 40, blank?
5, 10, 20, 40.
And then the next number. Is it 50, 60, or 80?
80.
It is 80. Those are all multiplied by 2. 5 becomes 10, 10 becomes 20, 20 becomes 40, and 40 becomes 80. People who eat lots of fruit and vegetables and exercise regularly are usually healthy. What part of speech is the word usually in that sentence?
I was going to say usually very boring, but anyway.
Is it an adjective, an adverb, or a pronoun?
They're usually boring. Did you say usually healthy? Yeah.
Are usually healthy.
Usually. Yeah. Adverb, adjective, pronoun?
That's it. Which one?
That's a trick question. I'll go with adjective.
No, it's an adverb. It ends in ly. That's the first clue right there.
Okay. I never learned that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I just write stuff.
If it's 7, that's why you have me, the smart one.
Right.
If it's 7 p.m. in Eastern time zone, what time is it in the Mountain time zone? Is it 4 p.m., 5 p.m., or 6 p.m.? Now, first of all, you have to know how many hours separate Eastern and Mountain.
I had an editor at a newspaper who never figured out time zones. Anyway, it would be 5 p.m. in the Mountain time zone.
That's right.
Except for in Arizona, where they do not
switch clocks.
Observe daylight savings, which is very wise, I might add.
Well, it's a 2-hour change from Mountain time to Eastern time.
Correct.
What do we call a triangle with 2 sides of equal lengths? Is it an equatorial triangle, a scaling triangle, or an isosceles triangle?
Well, doesn't a triangle have to have equal lengths to be a triangle?
No.
Really?
Really?
I'll go with isosceles. Sounds really good.
It is an isosceles triangle.
There you go.
Equilateral triangles would have even sides. Each side would be the same.
I like a little spaghetti isosceles for dinner.
And which of the following was not one of the original 13 colonies in the United States? Was it Pennsylvania, Florida, or South Carolina?
I'm going to go with Florida.
It is Florida. See, I told you these were easy. You got 4 out of 5, so you passed the threshold.
So
there.
I'm smarter than a Jimmy Kimmel comedy writer, I guess?
I guess.
That's good. Okay.
Custom officers found human bones during a routine baggage check.
Ooh.
It was the 10 millionth most disturbing thing that happened in Florida that day. A Virginia woman donated her $150,000 Powerball prize to charity. I'd like to think I'd do the same, but I wouldn't. But I'd like to think I would. 100,000 pounds of potentially tainted seafood products were recalled. In related news, Red Lobster now only serves drinks.
Okay.
RFK Jr. says autism is caused by A, Tylenol, B, vaccines, or C, listening to his voice.
That's an unnecessary shot at RFK. But
Jimmy Kimmel returns tonight, and he couldn't have done it without the support of all those major celebrities, and, of course, also Corey Feldman, who thinks he's a rock and roll star.
Yes.
Mexican drug cartels cut off Charlie Sheen due to his massive consumption. He was snorting cocaine at the rate of 2.5 men. Tom Holland suffered a concussion on the Spider-Man set. I always warned you, you can damage your brain with too much time on the web. Jay Leno says the shooting of Charlie Kirk is the death of free speech in America. However, he's committed to telling Monica Lewinsky jokes until the end of time. Matthew McConaughey revealed the secret to his marriage. The secret is to do more talking. Oops, sorry. I meant token. Steve Harvey quit stand-up because of cancel culture and also to spend more time at home with his wife and mustache. The Rolling Stones are working on new music. Apparently, their record deal calls for several more albums. And Keith's deal with the devil has another 7 years to run on it.
Okay.
I think it's pronounced Hilaria Baldwin. Is that Alex's wife's name? Hilaria Baldwin.
Malaria maybe would be appropriate.
Hilaria? I don't know.
Diarrhea?
Anyway, she says dancing with the stars can be uncomfortable and embarrassing, two conditions she's used to being married to Alec. And Eli Manning has offered to help Giants rookie quarterback Jason Dart. He wants to teach him the most graceful way to get back up after being sacked.
It's a good skill to have when you're on your butt a lot, I guess. Yeah.
All right, let's work into sound bites this morning. Michael Phelps was a guest on last night's Eli Manning's cast. Eli and Phelps traded stories about how they get confused for each other by fans. Phelps now has a beard, but they do have several similarities in looks.
There's been several instances from over the years, people came up to me. They thought that I was you. They thought I was Michael Phelps. I was at Newark Airport a few years ago. This guy walks up, has pen and paper. I start to sign my name, and he's like, I'm a big fan, Michael. I'm kind of like, that's weird. I hand the paper back to him. I'm like, I'm not Michael. He's like, you're not Michael Phelps? I'm like, no, I'm not Michael Phelps.
I won't say names, but there was an astronaut at a Super Bowl, and he came up to me in a suite, and he was like, I'm such a fan of your dad and your brother. And I was like, I have 2 sisters. Like, who are you talking? And I was like, oh, my God.
Back when I was a kid, there was a drugstore with a fountain area.
A soda fountain?
Soda fountain area to it. And one of the things that kids liked was he'd fill up a snow cone with ice, and he would put pure Pepsi syrup on it. and they called it Pepsi Ice. And it was good. I mean, this was heavy-duty syrup on ice. And for a kid, you know, it's good diabetes food.
Back then, you know, we drank grape knee-high and Fanta and Royal Crown Cola, and everything was fine.
People are hyping a new trend called heavy soda. It's where fountain drink machines offer a version of Pepsi or something with a large ratio of syrup.
Oh.
It supposedly started at gas stations in South Missouri. Here is a TikTok user explaining what this is all about.
This is a very regional way to serve fountain soda, only found in the absolute southern tip of Missouri. Fountain soda machines, you have the ability to adjust the ratio of syrup to water. Some gas stations seem to be turning up the ratio of soda syrup so that the drink is increasingly sweet.
That just sounds like a really bad idea. And I would... and by the way, we were talking earlier about Eli Manning and Michael Phelps. I've never seen a resemblance. I mean, Michael Phelps is a tall, lanky Olympic swimmer. Eli Manning's an NFL quarterback. And they don't look alike at all. I don't get it. Anyway.
Well, Michael Phelps is muscle from head to toe. I mean, you don't win how many, 14 gold medals?
Yeah, it's that.
Without being, you know, have a perfect swimming body.
Well, yes.
He's long, got long arms, can displace a lot of water when he pulls. And
yes, he was an excellent swimmer in his prime. 04, 08, I believe it was.
Well, some believe the world will end today. That's just one of the stories we're getting ready to cover because we've covered the news, but we got to ask, what about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. Some believe the world will end today. However, many failed predictions date back to 1000 AD, when a guy said, "What can I say to get followers?" 100,000 pounds of potentially tainted seafood products were recalled. In related news, Red Lobster now only serves drinks. The Rolling Stones are working on new music. I can hardly wait, said the millions of people who didn't buy their last 10. And a study shows New York City rats have their own unique accent. It's like,
"Hey, I'm squeaking here."
This is not headline news.
Well, it certainly is not headline news, but we knew that going in, I guess.
Well, a new practice that's going on at the NYPD, that's the New York Police Department.
Yes, it is.
It's controversial.
Uh-oh.
It's called Stop and Kiss Program.
The policy, which allows officers to kiss anyone who they think looks suspicious, has been the subject of criticism from those who say it's a violation of privacy and a potential breach of constitutional rights.
Throwing my stuff on the ground, kissing me on my neck and face. They push me up against the wall and start nibbling on my ear.
Every time I go out and I see a cop, I'm ready for him to come up, ask me questions, and give me a little kiss.
Let's take a look at a disturbing cell phone video that's been making the rounds on the internet.
Stop! Put your hands on your head. Oh, come on, man. They just kissed me 2 blocks ago. Come on, man. I didn't do it. Shut up and let me kiss you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what could possibly go wrong.
And listen to how much fun this bachelorette party from North Carolina turned out. Savannah Harwood and her friends were fulfilling a bachelorette party dare when they asked the Salem, Massachusetts fireman, Kenny Tejas, to serenade the bride-to-be. The ladies were in heaven with how well he sang, and he allowed them to sing along to Mario's 2004 song, Let Me Love You.
What I do, I'll be coming home back to you every night, doing you right. Serve good things and for the rain. Baby, you're a star. I just want to show you you are. You should let me love you. Let me be the one.
Okay, enough of that.
Yeah, that was really what did you say? They were being serenaded? It sounded like they were being tortured to me, but
Bachelorette party.
Yeah, drunk. They were probably drunk.
He probably did the song with his shirt off,
Oh.
showing those pecs as a fireman.
All right. Well,
Probably known as Mr. March.
is that required as a fireman to? Anyway.
No, but there's some that I know. There's one at Southern Pines that I spoke with once. That he's definitely a woman's dream.
Oh,
I
well.
mean, he is.
He told you so, I bet, huh?
No, he was very nice. He didn't have to tell. You can look at him and see it.
Wow.
He says, the only one who beats me, Steve, is you.
Made quite an impression, it seems.
I said, I know. I've been working on this body a long time. A woman is trying to get her brother to reconsider naming his son Brisket. The father said he came up with it while smoking meat. On her Reddit post, she said she thought he was joking, but her brother thinks it's a strong masculine name.
Brisket?
Yeah.
What
kind of name is that anyhow, huh?
Okay.
Call him T-Bone or something while you're at it, you know.
I got time. 1 in 3 Americans embrace repeat traveling, which is vacationing in the same place year after year.
Why not?
Experts say the reason people do this is because they feel like they know what awaits them.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation.
Yeah, some people go to the beach every year, some to the mountains, and others mix it up and go different places. All right, coming up on 8 o'clock, we'll see you on the backside of the news, sports, and weather. That starts all right now.
We've got a cold front on the way, and it looks like it should be in the area on Friday and perhaps stalling into the weekend. What that means is showers and storms would stay in the forecast into the weekend. Partly cloudy, hotter later today, upper 80s to low 90s for the highs, maybe a storm up toward the Virginia line late in the day. Tonight is partly cloudy, mid to upper 60s for lows. Tomorrow, again, there could be a storm toward the Virginia line with upper 80s to low 90s for the highs. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhill, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump says that for pregnant women, taking Tylenol, in his words, is not good. The president says the FDA links acetaminophen, better known as Tylenol, to autism in children and will be putting doctors on notice. Tylenol's manufacturer disputes the autism claim, and there are conflicting studies on the issue. Still, the president says better safe than sorry.
I think you shouldn't take it, and you shouldn't take it during the entire pregnancy.
When it comes to weaponizing the Department of Justice, Trump White House says, don't look at us.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt argues that it was the Biden administration who weaponized the DOJ, not President Trump.
Joe Biden used this sacred American institution to go after his political opponent in the middle of an election year.
Over the weekend, the president demanded that his attorney general take action on investigations related to former FBI Director James Comey, Senator Adam Schiff, and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Taken off the air for controversial remarks about Charlie Kirk's accused assassin, Jimmy Kimmel's short-lived suspension is about to end.
ABC said on Monday that Jimmy Kimmel Live would return to its airwaves on Tuesday, ending an impasse that began last week. The Walt Disney Company, which owns ABC, said in a statement, quote, "Last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production of the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country." The statement said, quote, "We've spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday." Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Some ABC affiliates, including 39 stations owned by Sinclair Broadcast Group, will not air Jimmy Kimmel Live. On Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures 39 points higher, NASDAQ futures down 6 points, and the S&P futures off 3 points ahead of this morning's opening bell. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Nearly 2 years ago, terrorists murdered over 1,200 innocent Israelis and took 250 hostage. Today, the cries of the dead and dying seem drowned out by the shouts of anti-Semitic hatred. The most brutal attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust is already fading from memory. Yet as the world tries to look away, a light breaks through the darkness. Christians are speaking out in love and support for Israel. United in faith, they will boldly stand with Israel this October, joining a growing movement, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, Flags of Fellowship. Flags of Fellowship unites churches all over America, planting over 1 million Israeli flags across our land. Together we will combat hate and the scourge of anti-Semitism, one flag at a time, and through our prayers we can save lives, bring hope, and be part of seeing a brighter future unfold. This October, please join this historic movement by donating your flag today. Raise your voice, declare your stand, and show the world that Israel is not alone. Visit ifcj.org. That's ifcj.org.
China is bracing for one of the strongest typhoons in years.
Wild debris and fallen electric poles block roads caused by Typhoon Ragasa in Batanes province, the Philippines. Southern Chinese cities have been scaling back many aspects of daily life, with school and business closures and flight cancellations. The region is getting prepared for the typhoon that's already killed 3 people and led to the displacement of thousands of others in the Philippines. China residents living in flood-prone areas have put sandbags and barriers at their doors, while others have been taping windows and glass doors to brace for the strong winds. Many people had started stockpiling food and other supplies on Monday, while some Hong Kongers gathered on a promenade to watch waves as high as 6.5 to 9.8 feet splash onto the pedestrian area before the weather worsens even more. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
News and analysis at townhall.com. Spirit Airlines will furlough 1,800 of its flight attendants by year's end.
The cash-strapped budget airline says that they must make the difficult decision to put cabin crew members on a temporary leave to match staffing needs with expected flight demand during Spirit's second bankruptcy filing in a year. The union representing Spirit's flight attendants says that the airline will seek candidates willing to go on voluntary furloughs before the company moves to involuntary furloughs on December 1st, beginning in October. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Tech giant Oracle will spearhead a new joint venture being formed to assume control of TikTok in the U.S. The popular video platform is currently owned by Chinese firm ByteDance. That's raised security and privacy concerns. All the final details yet to be worked out among Oracle and other joint venture partners, including investment firm Silver Lake Partners. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms with Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
When we were young, we could always count on our parents for just about anything. And now as they age, the time has come for our parents to count on us. Griswold Care Pairing refers only highly qualified caregivers for just a few hours of care to 24/7 live-in service. These caregivers are compassionate and experienced, so put your trust in Griswold Care Pairing.
Call me, Robert Bonville, at Griswold Care Pairing of Pinehurst, 910-420-2360, or go online to griswoldcare.com/Pinehurst.
When trying to add the perfect window treatment becomes overwhelming, contact the professionals at Comfort Made Blinds. With quality brands like Graber and their expert advice, measuring, installation, and their warranties, all you need to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy your new window treatments. To get your Graber products and others, schedule your free measurement by calling Comfort Made Blinds at 910-692-5500 or visit the showroom at 195 Pinehurst Avenue next to Main Street Glass in Southern Pines. Mention this ad and take 10% off your next purchase.
Let More Buildings and Carports build your two-car garage with concrete slab for just $13,900. Right now, take $800 off. Offer in soon. Call 910-684-7200. More Buildings and Carports on US 1 South in Bass.
Hello, this is Randy Hussey with Pines Funerals. As fall approaches, don't fall behind. While you're tidying closets or turning over a new leaf, it's also the perfect time to plan for the future. Ask yourself, have you documented your final wishes, explored pre-planning options, shared your plans with your loved ones? Take the first step today at pinesfunerals.com. Pines Funerals, Kennedy, Fry and Prickett, and Powell Funeral Homes, serving you because we care.
Hello, Patriots. Each year from September 17th through the 23rd, Americans recognize Constitution Week. Our Constitution is the oldest and shortest of all written constitutions in the world, and the Daughters of the American Revolution Constitution Hall is the only structure in our country dedicated to its memory. The inscription on the building cornerstone reads, Constitution Hall, a memorial to that immortal document, the Constitution of the United States, in which are incorporated the principles of freedom, equality, justice, for which our forefathers strove. On behalf of the Temperance Smith Alston chapter of the DAR in Pinehurst, North Carolina, and in recognition of Constitution Week, let us reflect on those immortal words. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. May God bless America.
With me in the studio is Sue Maxwell, who is a patient at Pinecone Medical Center, where Dr. Sharon Wright practices chiropractic medicine. Now, Sue, you went there with pain. What kind of pain was it, and what did you do about it?
Yes, I had arthritis in my cervical spine, and I had pain that radiated out through my shoulder, down my arm. I went to see Dr. Wright, and she did the pressure wave therapy on me. Through treatments and everything, I actually eliminated the pain in my spine and in my shoulder.
So did the pressure wave work as advertised?
Oh, my goodness, it did. Yes, I am pain-free.
And would you recommend it to your friends?
Absolutely, and I have. I have told many friends.
If you're suffering from pain, why not schedule a free, no-obligation appointment with Dr. Sharon Wright at Pinecone Medical Center? Call 910-420-1911 or visit on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com.
NCN News, I'm Mike Rayleigh. The FEMA Review Council held a closed meeting to the press and public meeting on Monday at the WNC Agricultural Center in Fletcher. Michael Watley, President Trump's so-called recovery czar for Western North Carolina, is a part of that council and answered some questions during a break about his response to the storm recovery. He told WLOS.
I have had conversations with officials in every single one of these counties. We've been talking with small business owners. We've been talking with landowners. We've been talking with the state representatives and senators.
Time is running out. That message from Democratic lawmakers at the General Assembly on Monday over the possibility of funding cuts for health care from Medicaid. At a press conference, Democratic Representative Julie Greenfield of Mecklenburg County said,
There is nothing beautiful about taking health care away from our most vulnerable. And here at the state level, right here in Raleigh, North Carolina Republicans are failing to do their job.
Irana Zaruska's death was highlighted in a major way in Charlotte last night with a candlelight vigil. Bart Noonan is part of the vigil and said,
I believe it's going to be the start of a movement here in Charlotte. The unfortunate murder of Irina Zaruska affected a lot of people, and even though it's been a few weeks past that date, we can't sit by and be okay.
President Trump made a major health announcement claiming the use of Tylenol during pregnancy may link to autism. Dr. Shoshana Unglinger is a board-certified internal medicine physician.
The science does not support this claim, and what's far riskier is leaving a fever untreated during pregnancy, which can harm both mom and baby. So Tylenol remains the safest option we have in those situations.
Today, Julian's Auctions will be putting up personal items from Tony Hawk. Hawk said,
"Everything holds its own story."
You're listening to NCI News.
Turning 65 soon, navigating Medicare can be overwhelming and confusing, but you're not alone. The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program can help. SHIP counselors can help you understand Medicare benefits to make your best choices. Visit ncship.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
The Secret Service has disabled a telecom thread that could have shut down New York City's cellular system.
The agency found active SIM farms in abandoned apartment buildings in New York's tri-state area. The servers were so powerful they could have sent 30 million text messages per minute, disabling cell phone towers and blocking emergency communications like EMS and police dispatch during this week's United Nations General Assembly. The Secret Service says the network was likely well-funded and used for communication between foreign governments and known members of organized crime gangs, drug cartels, and human trafficking rings. No arrests have been made yet. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Several groups hosted a day-long conference at Carteret Community College focusing on tackling the growing opioid crisis in North Carolina. John Saturski is CEO of Hope Mission, was among the speakers and told WCTI.
It connects all these organizations that are doing the same exact work, and it provides continuity and a layer of resourcing and partnership that doesn't exist when an entity isolates themselves.
The maker of two of Britain's best-known car brands brought to their knees by a hack attack.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. A cyber attack that forced Jaguar and Land Rover to shut down production in late August still hasn't been resolved, which means Britain's biggest car maker will remain offline into October. That's hit the wider UK manufacturing sector hard, with hundreds of suppliers to Jaguar Land Rover warning they could now face bankruptcy.
Gabrielle intensified into a Category 4 hurricane in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on Monday afternoon and held there late into the night. According to an update on Tuesday, the National Hurricane Center says Gabrielle's maximum sustained winds are at 140 miles per hour. The storm will bring rip currents to our coast. Mike Rayleigh, NCI News.
The heat is on the rise, feeling more like summer than it is fall, and also rain chances on the rise later this week. It's partly cloudy today, the high in the upper 80s to low 90s. There's a slim chance for a thunderstorm up toward the Virginia line later this afternoon and into the early evening hours. Partly cloudy tonight, mid to upper 60s. Same thing for Wednesday. A shower or storm can't be ruled out in our northern counties late in the day, the high in the upper 80s to low 90s. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, we have sunny skies, 65 degrees, humidity 96%, dew point 63. Winds are calm and pressure at 3012. It is 8:15. Straight up, let's take a look at your Sand Hills news. For this Tuesday morning, the Moore County Board of Commissioners recently approved funding to establish a new forensic facility for the Sheriff's Office, a project intended to centralize and expand the county's investigative capabilities. The new building will consolidate multiple forensic disciplines under one roof near the Rick Ryan Public Safety Center to centralize and modernize forensic operations, improve evidence security, and expand investigative capabilities. Forensic operations are currently limited by space constraints and reliance on outside facilities. Those conditions compromise both efficiency and integrity of evidence. It was also noted that forensic analysis is often delayed because the county must rely on the State Bureau of Investigation or, in some cases, private labs. Those options take time and carry additional costs for the taxpayer. The new facility will serve more county departments and assist surrounding jurisdictions, while service will be provided at no cost to in-county law enforcement. Neighboring out-of-county agencies will be able to pay a fee for use. Due to funds currently being readily available for allocation, no taxpayer increase will be needed to support the $4 million project. And Robin Eagle Masonic Lodge 550 will host a community blood drive on Friday, October 10th. The event is open to all, and donations will support patients in need across the community. Walk-ins are welcome, but appointments are encouraged. That's Friday from 1 to 5 at the Roman Eagle Masonic Lodge 550 at 11621 Highway 15501 South in Aberdeen. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, you can always go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:18 straight up, time for sports, right here on WEEB.
Stay in the game with the Clark Chevrolet Cadillac Sports Report. Family owned and operated for over half a century, they do it all. Sales, service, parts, collision repair, and they never charge a dock fee. Nestled in the heart of Pinehurst, Clark Chevrolet Cadillac, fueling your passion for sports.
NCN Sports, I'm Tony Rixby. A late marker from Logan Stankoven wasn't enough for the Carolina Hurricanes last night as they fell in a preseason game to the Tampa Bay Lightning in Raleigh 2-1. Canes coach Rod Brindamore.
Their goalie played a great game and obviously kept them in the game, but there was a point where, Caden made a couple of saves to keep us in the game too, so I thought he did well.
Monday Night Football, Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery ran for 2 touchdowns apiece. The Lions bullied their way to a 38-30 win over the Ravens. Very happy coach Dan Campbell.
Man, I thought we played complimentary football. We did exactly what we said we needed to do. We were able to corral Lamar. We didn't let Henry get going, and Zay Flowers. We came away with takeaways and big stops.
Atlantic Coast Conference moving to a 9-game league schedule for football while having teams play at least 10 games against Power Conference opponents starting next year. NC State faces Virginia Tech at Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh on Saturday night. They're coming off that loss to Duke, and Coach Dave Doran says the Wolfpack has to focus on itself.
This game's about us. How we execute, how disciplined a football team are we going to be, and that's the area we have to embrace.
San Diego Padres headed back to the playoffs for the 4th time in 6 seasons, clinching last night 5-4 against the Brewers. Manager Mike Schilt.
That's a heck of an accomplishment. We want to enjoy it right now, and really indicative of the season. Guys just fought their tails off the whole game, and that was a playoff game right there. And
Atlanta Braves won their 9th straight last night, beating the Nationals 11-5, but lost second baseman Ozzie Albies. Manager Brian Snitker.
Played majority, obviously, and had rallied back and had a really nice year, and it's just one of them tough things. It's kind of not an uncommon injury for hitters.
You're listening to NCN Sports.
You've only got so many weekends. Spend one doing something nobody saw coming. Is it a party, a festival, a race? It's all of that, and all at once. Concerts, tailgating, unbelievable action, 100 reasons to say this is actually awesome. It's fast, it's wild. It's the cutoff race in NASCAR's playoffs, the Wild Card Weekend. The Bank of America Roval 400, Sunday, October 5th. Get tickets at charlottemotorspeedway.com.
Have you ever considered a career as a public power line worker? Public power line workers use a variety of specialized skills to build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system. As a public power line worker, you can expect a career that allows you to work close to home, a safety record superior to other energy providers, and training and apprenticeship opportunities. Learn more about public power and careers in public power at electricities.com.
One of college basketball's most notable coaches is calling it a career. Correspondent Gethin Coolbaugh reports.
Auburn basketball coach Bruce Pearl has announced his retirement months after taking the Tigers to their second NCAA Final Four. Pearl's 38-year-old son, Stephen Pearl, is taking over as head coach of the Tigers. In a video on social media, the 65-year-old Pearl says he feels it's time to pass the torch. Pearl is leaving Auburn as the school's winningest men's coach. He will move into an ambassador role as an assistant to Auburn's athletic director and says he is not going into politics after rumors had circulated about a potential Senate run. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
WNBA playoffs resume tonight. Phoenix will be at Minnesota and Indiana at Las Vegas. Tony Rixby, NCN Sports.
Sometimes you just want to say,
Titans, play down!
Do you have somewhere to be? I've traveled all across the fabric of space-time.
97.3 FM and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
It wasn't long ago when residents in the Sandhills had to call 2 different companies for plumbing or heating and air conditioning service. But Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning was the first to offer all 3 services and still do. At Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning, it's our goal to offer customers fast, dependable, and creative solutions to your home and business needs. Experience counts. Call Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning 910-949-3232. 910-949-3232.
With me in the studio is Sue Maxwell, who is a patient at Pinecone Medical Center, where Dr. Sharon Wright practices chiropractic medicine. Now, Sue, you went there with pain. What kind of pain was it, and what did you do about it?
Yes, I had arthritis in my cervical spine, and I had pain that radiated out through my shoulder, down my arm. I went to see Dr. Wright, and she did the pressure wave therapy on me. Through treatments and everything, I actually eliminated the pain in my spine and in my shoulder.
So did the pressure wave work as advertised?
Oh, my goodness, it did. Yes, I am pain-free.
And would you recommend it to your friends?
Absolutely, and I have. I have told many friends.
If you're suffering from pain, why not schedule a free, no-obligation appointment with Dr. Sharon Wright at Pinecone Medical Center? Call 910-420-1911 or visit on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com. If you're like most folks, you love your home. You love your neighborhood and those that live around you. But when you go inside your home, you see that it is in need of a massive updating, especially those bathrooms, kitchen, and great room. You know that these areas need upgrading, but you also know what a task it is to do it yourself. Hi, I'm Steve Leader Adams, and I've built over 2,000 homes, and I and my partner Larry Postawade have over 70 years of construction experience and have our own remodeling business called Relive It Remodeling. We also pride ourselves on making remodeling jobs an easy and enjoyable process for our clients. We look after everything from permits to the last paint stroke. We also show up when we promise and stay until completion. And we also recycle any materials through the Wounded Warrior program. And here's one more promise. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does better quality work than we do. For your next renovation job, give me a call right here at WEEB at 692-7440 or check us out on the web at relivitremodeling.com. If you have a computer with 5 to 7 years of age on it, it's probably in need of a tune-up. Over the years, your computer picks up files and toolbars that you don't need, and eventually it reduces your computer performance a great deal. Just bring your PC or Mac to WEEB Computer Repair here at the WEEB Studios on Midland Road. No problem is too big or too small for our Super Geek, and our prices are much lower than the box stores. WEEB Computer Repair, 690-9723, the home of the Super Geek.
In the market for new furniture? Shop Lavish Furniture for top brands at the best prices around. Ashley, Craftmaster, Hooker, Bassett, Liberty, and Flex Steel. Find exactly the fabric and style you're looking for in our designer collections. Our furniture is solid wood and American made. Financing and same-day delivery are available. We will meet or beat any price. Lavish Furniture, 1650 US 1 South in Southern Pines, or visit lavishfurnitureus.com.
With over 20 years of experience, visit Hardy's Equipment and see the new and improved LS Tractor MT2 and MT2E available now. These improved versions of everyone's favorite 32-plus horsepower tractor with an increased lift capacity of 2,000-plus pounds now has more standard features and more operator comfort like added air conditioning and a redesigned roof configuration, providing additional headspace for increased visibility. With an LS tractor, now you can do more for less with legendary LS tractor reliability. So mow it, grade it, till it or move it, join the LS Tractor family and do more today. See the complete line of LS tractors assembled right here in North Carolina at Hardy's Equipment, 4809 Bass Carthage Road, or call 910-245-1644. That's 910-245-1644.
My name is Tony Keith of Keith Hardware in Carthage, North Carolina. I'm the third generation of a family-owned business. We've been in business for 83 years. We sell live bait, crickets, minnows, and worms, fishing tackle, nuts and bolts and screws by the piece. You can still come in and get nails weighed out by the pound, or ones or twos, however you'd like.
The guys, they know what they're doing. You don't have to ask for service. You tell them what you need. If they ain't got it, usually they can conjure it up.
Keith Hardware has been a tradition in this town for as long as I've been in business, 42 years, and they run a good business and they're good people.
I came in with 2 pieces of plumbing. I handed it to this guy, and he took off the back and picked it up and brought it back. Their knowledge is invaluable to me.
With Keith Hardware for 28 years. I rent the building from them next door, and Tony and Ginger are doing an excellent job. I'm proud of them.
Come visit Keith Hardware today at 207 Monroe Street in Carthage.
We're just an old-fashioned hardware store.
Sandy Ridge Memory Care provides all the amenities of home while providing personalized resident care and a dedication to a safe, secure, and comfortable environment for your loved one. Providing care for dementia and Alzheimer's population has been our specialty for over 20 years. Research has proven that a loving, structured, and intimate home environment successfully fulfills the needs of both the one affected by dementia and Alzheimer's, as well as the family caregivers. As one of the largest memory care facilities in North Carolina, we feature 3 separate secure units within our community. Each wing is designed for individual needs and preferences. Call for an appointment or just drop in to tour our facility and discover for yourself the care that sets us apart. Located only minutes from Moore County and surrounding areas, Sandy Ridge Memory Care is the right place at the right time. On Bowman Road in Candor or online at sandyridgeliving.com. Call 910-974-6000.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
This is Steve Woodward. I'm teeing off. Young couples are ever more indifferent toward marriage. Those who do marry are in no hurry to bear children. Birth rates have been declining for 30 years. But we still have various parents in training among us, many in their 20s, belonging to Generation Z. These presumed adults are addicted to video games and social media. Translating those skill sets to parenting is, well, challenging. Consider the story of a first grader about 1 hour down the road in Robeson County. The kid recently reported for school possessing a handgun. That delivered a 1-year suspension, though media reports do not reveal if the gun was loaded. A Pembroke Elementary School statement praises an employee who confiscated the weapon. Remarkably, it omits mention of what the child's parents knew or did not know. Under North Carolina law, adults must store firearms to keep them out of minors' hands. The penalty for not doing so and allowing guns to turn up at school is a misdemeanor. Pandemic lockdowns proved that remote learning fails kids. So, why is a first grader staying home for a year? Because the grown-ups overlooked a handgun in his backpack? Really? I'm Steve Woodward, teed off again.
We've got a cold front on the way, and it looks like it should be in the area on Friday and perhaps stalling into the weekend. What that means is showers and storms would stay in the forecast into the weekend. Partly cloudy, hotter later today, upper 80s to low 90s for the highs, maybe a storm up toward the Virginia line late in the day. Tonight is partly cloudy, mid to upper 60s for lows. Tomorrow, again, there could be a storm toward the Virginia line with upper 80s to low 90s for the highs. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this seems a little fake the second time I say it.
Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
What do you say I take you out tonight and get you freaking hammered?
Go out on a Tuesday? Who am I, Charlie Sheen?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I don't think so. Winner, winner, Sheen dinner.
Along with juice, toast, and milk, it's part of your balanced breakfast.
I'd like to hear that radio show right now.
It started way back in 3rd grade. I used to sit beside Emmylou Hayes. A pink dress, a matching bow, and her ponytail. She kissed me on the school bus, but told me not to tell. Next day I chased around the playground, across the monkey bars to the merry-go-round. And Emmylou got caught passing me a note. Before the teacher took it, I read what she wrote. Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? And if you do, well then don't be afraid to take me by the hand. If you want to, I think this is how love goes. Check yes or no. Now we're grown up and she's my wife. Still like 2 kids with stars in our eyes. Ain't much changed, I still chase Emmylou up and down the hall, around the bed in our room. Last night I took her out in a white limousine. 20 years together, she still gets to me. Can't believe it's been that long ago when we got started with just a little note. Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? And if you do, well then don't be afraid to take me by the hand. If you want to, I think this is how love goes. Check yes or no.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with Stephen Woodward this morning. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, LeaderMan. Good morning, everybody, on this tenacious Tuesday in the Sandhills.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on the live audio and video streams. That's available to you from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Click that once you're listening to our broadcast signal. If you want to see our video and audio together, go to the middle of the page where it says Watch Live Video. Click on that, and you're watching that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Let's see here. Come here, you silly weather. Sunny today, 88 for a high tonight, clear 67 tomorrow, sunny at 91. Thursday, chance of rain, 40%, high of 90. Friday, showers and thunderstorms likely, 70% chance of getting wet, high of 82. And over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, look for highs around 80 degrees each day with a 50-50 shot of rain. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure is 30-12, dew point is 63, humidity 96%. It's sunny and 65 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 1041 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Little George Strait.
Check yes or no.
Okay, check yes or no. Pretty good song from him. Of course, he's had 50, 60s number one hits, so he is the number one guy. All righty.
No all of the above option, I guess. Just yes or no.
Do what?
Oh, nothing. I'm just mumbling over here.
Obviously. All right. Let's start with this little gizmo.
Good news is good news.
I have good news on good news on good news.
Good news, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get to some good news. That's what I got for y'all today.
Okay, so what's the good news?
And the good news is...
Let's hear it.
All right, good news today. There are a few good news stories making the rounds. 70-year-old woman in Arizona named Carla Knight is battling an aggressive form of breast cancer, but last week she got to see her all-time favorite band, 9 Inch Nails. She even has a tattoo of their NIN logo. She got floor seats at the show thanks to ARP, a program they call Wish of a Lifetime, and it couldn't have happened to a more generous person. She says, "I believe the more you give, the more you get back, always." Number 2 story. 64-year-old man in Virginia named Jeff Gersari suffered a massive heart attack while driving last month, just as he was leaving the gym. Luckily, the spot where his car crashed was right next to a cardiologist's office. The doctor, Dr. Tahara, ran outside, took a swift action, and performed CPR and saved his life. He said Jeff was just minutes away from dying. And all you golfers out there, listen here to number 3. In Northeast Ohio, there's a nun named Sister Renee Parman, who just celebrated her 105th birthday on the golf course. She's been playing for around 60 years, since her 40s, and she says it's a wonderful place to be, every meditative place. It's a beautiful place. I love to do it, and I think it's wonderful exercise, and I think it is the thing that keeps me going as well as I have. All right. And if you want to hear what she has to say.
Right, a lot of things about death. I believe the more that you give, the more you get back. And I love giving things away. The 2 words, be kind. What you say might cheer them up in ways that you have no idea it does.
Here's the nun we were talking about.
I drove the cart, and they said to me, "Oh, why don't you take a chance and just do it yourself there?" I said, "What do I do?" They said, "You hit the ball." That was my only instructions that I've ever received. I love to do it, and I think it's a wonderful exercise, and I think it's one of the things that's kept me going.
Okay. Now she's going to have to learn how to, how to cuss on the golf course, because, that's part of the game too. So,
I guess.
Just warning you, that'll be next for the nun. But it's okay.
Let me see here. Where did it go? Just as I need it, it disappears. Hang on, it's coming.
Okay. It's not like we're live on the air or anything.
No, nothing like that. Only one more second, and then we'll forget it. All right, here it is. Here it is, something we talked about last time.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Well, he returns to the airwaves tonight. ABC said in a statement that Kimmel's suspension last week was a matter of timing. Sinclair Broadcasting, one of the major station owners that threatened to boycott Kimmel, says it still plans to preempt the show. The other company, Nexstar, has yet to make a comment. But Kimmel seems to think his opinion is so valuable that everybody's just sitting there waiting for it. Turns out his ratings suck so bad that he has less than 125,000 households watching him. He started out the year at a 0.7 viewership. That means 0.7% of TVs that are on are tuned to him at that time.
That's what you get when you just leave the remote control with the pets, the cats and dogs.
Today, his ratings is 0.13. That's where you get the 125,000 viewers. Yeah, I guess it sucks to be so stupid.
Well, the Wall Street Journal is reporting this morning that Nexstar has said that it would continue to keep the show off the air of its stations. So that would be Nexstar and Sinclair combined. So yeah.
So Nexstar says they are keeping it on.
Well, according to the Wall Street Journal's reporting, wouldn't take that to the bank.
Yeah, that's a liberal wag too.
100% of the time, but that's what they're reporting this morning. In the edition that I hold in my formerly nicotine-stained mitts. Anyway.
A recent study found that by simply blocking mobile internet on smartphones, researchers were able to improve mental health more than in antidepressants. The study only took place for 2 weeks, in which participants reportedly were spending more time socializing in person, exercising, and being in nature. So there. Put that smartphone down and enjoy your health, I guess.
That seems to be a no-brainer, but unfortunately, it's not something that we're going to see happening. I don't think anytime soon.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you something.
Okay.
Everybody's got an answer to this. We've all had this happen. You're hanging out with someone and they can't stop talking up some new brand or an exotic dish or a trendy TikTok food hack. And then you try it and it's, at best. People online are listing foods that were the biggest disappointments once they finally tried them.
Okay.
And here are the highlights. You got any foods that you thought would be great and you tried it
and I didn't care for it too much? I would have to say, generally, I have a fairly adventurous palate, but I can't think of anything in particular that I've tried lately. Do you have some examples out there that people are talking about?
I do. Truffle oil fries.
Oh.
The McRib. Those gigantic smoked turkey drumsticks at Renaissance fairs. Turkey's Delight. Crumble cookies, even baked same day. They were stale and just okay. Sparkling water.
Oh, I like sparkling water.
It's not amazing. It's overrated liquid static.
I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah. Donuts from Dunkin', they're pretty. They look pretty, but it seems like they always seem to be stale.
Well, that's because they're not Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah. Dripping hot with sugar on it.
That's right. They're not the real thing.
Lobster.
Lobster?
Yeah. It's fine, but expensive for a small portion. Don't let... I don't get all the fuss. Tastes like a shrimp.
Well, it's got to be prepared properly.
You
It's
throw
got to
a
be
pile of shrimp in there and prepare it the same way, it's going to taste the same as the lobster.
Well,
just about.
Yeah, but there are so many factors that go into how you might enjoy a lobster dish. Where the lobster is sourced, how it's prepared, all those things are very important.
All I can think of is how expensive it is going down.
Well,
chew on it and go, $25. Yeah.
Well, you can always.
Now it'd be more like 50.
Sure, but you have to determine whether or not you're worth it, and I would say you are.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Power bill might think otherwise. Twinkies, the most artificial, sugary, plastic-ish flavor one has ever tasted.
I can see where that would let people down unless they were, 3 years old.
Other items that people thought would be great, but tried them and it just turned out, Oysters.
Oh.
It's just cold goop.
Well.
And you can put hot sauce on it, although it doesn't stick. Butter doesn't stick. The hot sauce doesn't stick. As you roll through it, you come on, get on there. And it won't do it. Champagne, as a kid, I expected it to taste more like cherry 7-Up.
Of course.
Pop-Tarts, it's like eating icing-coated cardboard.
Yeah.
It does seem like that, doesn't it?
Well, I haven't eaten a Pop-Tart in, let me guess, about 60 years maybe, but,
I've never had one cooked.
Wasn't too traumatizing.
Coconut water, it tastes like water that's been in someone else's mouth.
Oh.
And lastly, Starbucks Pumpkin Spice Latte.
Yeah.
What's known as the PSL. It was so disappointing, overpriced sugar and mid-coffee.
I don't want to sound too much like a curmudgeon, but the annual obsession with pumpkin spice lattes continues to elude me, I have to say. I guess you can only enjoy that if you got a big old piercing in your nostril or a tattoo down your arm, maybe.
Let's see here. Okay, we haven't done this yet, so what do you say we do it right now? Okie fire it off, Stevie.
And now it's time for
Random
Facts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alrighty, a random fact for today, perhaps a spare. You probably won't find orange chicken in China because it's not Chinese. It was invented by Panda Express in 1987.
Chicken à l'orange? Yeah, sounds
Orange
terrible.
chicken is a variation of General Tso's chicken, another dish that you won't find in China. They're both Americanized mutations of sweet and sour dishes that do exist in China. And you got to be, General Tso chicken used to have a sweet flavor, but now around here, all these, quote, chefs want to throw a bunch of hot crap on it that just, I can't eat it.
General Chow?
Tso.
General Tso.
The original definition of weird was having the power to control the fate or destiny of human beings. Marilyn Monroe supposedly had an IQ of 163. Albert Einstein's IQ was 160, but no official documentation exists for either of them. Well, I guess I won't show my documentation for 170, should I?
Well, Einstein's didn't have the legs or the smile, though. So.
Harry S. Truman, Michael Fox, and Ulysses S. Grant all have middle initials that don't stand for squat. In Michael's case, his real middle name was Andrew. He went with J to distinguish himself from a guy already in the Screen Actors Guild.
Who knew?
And lastly, the spare. The United States is one of the few countries that drinks milk cold. Most other countries use a different method of pasteurization that keeps milk good even if it's not refrigerated, and they like drinking it at room temperature.
As is also the case with beer and ale in many countries. They do not drink it cold.
Nothing better than a cold glass of milk.
That's a good point. Okay.
All right. Some other things we need to know so we don't sound stupid today.
Like a Democrat, yep.
In a recent study, well, let me get one other thing in first. Here it is. One big difference between now and 30 years ago is everyone has a phone on them pretty much all the time. But where is it? And a random new poll, 57% of people say they carry their iPhone or their phone in their right pants pocket. 19% keep it in their left pocket. 12% carry it in a bag, like a purse or a merce. And 7% keep it in their back pocket, just waiting to bust that Gorilla Glass. Why would you put it in the back pocket and sit on it? I don't get it. And 5% claim they carry it in their underwear. Some of them have been fooling around, but in comments, women note that they don't always have much of a choice. Women's clothing doesn't always get the same size pocket that men's clothing does, and they don't want to carry a purse around inside the house, so they are either going to slip it in their waistband or in their bra.
Okay, wow. So if somebody, I just hate the thought of, well, never mind. Can't you just keep the phone, like, next to you or at your side? Do you have to put it on your body?
You can put it anywhere you want to, but
well,
people, carry it in the hand and then they set it down and pick it back up, and that's just a recipe for losing it.
I guess, yeah.
Or for it getting busted. Busted. NBC's Sunday Night Football is celebrating its 20th season, having become the top-rated primetime program for 14 years in a row.
How about that?
The show has drawn an average audience of 24.9 million for its first 3 matches this season. Its best start since 2015. Well, if the game is good, people will stay on. If it's not, they'll tune out.
Yeah, that's why the NFL gets away with all the woke junk that it crams down our throats at the back of the end zones. All those ridiculous hollow phrases such as "end racism." Okay, great.
Well, for you Dawson Creek fans, they had a cast reunion of the old show last night in New York City, where the original cast members did a script reading of the show's pilot episode. Everyone was there: Michelle Williams, Katie Holmes, except James Vanderbeek, a.k.a. Dawson, who was diagnosed last year with stage 3 colorectal cancer. He had to drop out at the last minute due to health reasons, with his role covered by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Steve Martin had to cancel an appearance with Martin Short over the past week after coming down with COVID.
People are still testing for that? I don't get it.
Martin Short was out there protesting Jimmy Kimmel's suspension. Now, let's see. Martin Short off the list. There you go. UK, Canada, and Australia have officially recognized a Palestinian state.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Well, they'll never be satisfied with what they got. And they will always, always break their word, as they have every single time.
Well, you realize, of course, these stupid countries that you just named, you are essentially recognizing a terrorist organization called Hamas, which has full control of Palestine. So
who's that nut job Palestinian that's in the House of Representatives?
Ilhan Omar?
No, the other
Minnesota.
The one that yells.
Rashida Tlaib?
That's her.
Yeah.
What an idiot. But
Well,
she sits in a district where
people vote for her.
She has no competition.
The idiots are the voters.
Yeah. They're dumb enough. Well, they're living proof that stupid people should not vote. They're estimating that 200,000 people turned out for Charlie Kirk's service on Sunday in Arizona. That theatrical release of Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, will hit every AMC theater location Friday, October 3rd through Sunday, October 5th. Tickets will be $12 since it's her 12th album.
What a deal.
And they found out that a 3,000-year-old golden bracelet recently stolen from the Egyptian Museum in Cairo was sold for about $4,000 and melted down.
No way.
Restoration specialists at the museum reportedly confessed to stealing the artifact.
That's just wrong on so many levels, isn't it?
Yeah.
By the way, the Turning Point organization reported yesterday that using a technology that tracks electronic devices, mainly phones, they estimate that the total attendance in the vicinity of the stadium for the Charlie Kirk Memorial was north of 277,000, including spillover venues like a nearby hockey arena, and people who were just around in the vicinity, maybe in their cars or outside, standing outside. And by the way, I would like to acknowledge the Moore County Republican Women's Club, which organized a vigil for Charlie Kirk on Sunday afternoon. It was attended by north of 400 people on the Pinehurst Village Green. It was a very uplifting experience, and they pulled it together on short notice.
The only problem was it was scheduled during Charlie Kirk's memorial, right in the middle of it, and also in the middle of football.
Well, that's okay. This was 400 plus people were fine with that, and of course we know that in this day and age, if you want to see or hear what somebody has said at a major public event like Donald Trump or J.D. Vance, you can just go to YouTube and watch it in the comfort of your home.
United Nations is bracing for major cutbacks after the U.S. stopped payments to its regular budget. In fact, I think Trump is speaking there today.
He sure is.
Office closures, staff reductions, and relocations to cheaper cities like Nairobi are on the table. Or the other countries can pick up the tab for a change. Daniel Jones has taken the Indianapolis Colts to a 3-0 record, earning him the nickname of Indiana Jones.
Catchy.
And, okay, of course, there are pumpkin spice scented candles, but there are now aromas out there this fall, including Grandpa's Flannel, Wet Leaves and Regret, and Haunted Apple Orchard, just to name a few. Well, so it goes for this Tuesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9, for a Hump Day Wednesday. Until then, be sure to support the advertisers you hear on WEEB, because they're the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs for all of us. And if you want to find out why talk radio is the most effective form of advertising, bar none, well, give us a call here and let us show you how effective it really is and why our clients stay on by the years. And,
if not the decades.
Do what?
If not decades.
Yeah. All right, that's it for me, the LeaderMan, and Nick and Colt the dogs. We'll all see you this afternoon at the dog park.
When I come back, you'd better be laughing.
So, what have we learned? Heck, I don't know. But this is one crazy show. Bye now.
Cut! That's it. Go home, everybody. None of this ever happened. Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
I think we're through here.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, man. That's pretty much all I got, man. Okay, class dismissed. Rock on!
Well, let me tell you something. Everything comes to an end.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. World leaders will hear from President Trump this morning. He'll soon address the UN General Assembly in New York. Among the current high-profile issues, growing number of countries recognizing a Palestinian state. Among them, American allies Britain, France, Australia, and Canada. The Trump administration stands with Israel in opposing recognition of a Palestinian state. Before year's end, the Supreme Court will consider whether President Trump has the power to pink slip board members from independent agencies.
Justices will hear arguments in December about when presidents can fire board members and will consider overturning a nearly century-old decision limiting the president's power. In 1935, the Supreme Court found that commissioners can only be removed for misconduct or neglect of duty. In a 6-3 decision, the High Court also allowed Donald Trump to fire a Democratic member of the Federal Trade Commission while the case plays out. Greg Clugston, Washington.
President Trump is urging the Justice Department to investigate the actions of some of his political foes, and based on those actions, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says such an investigation is warranted.
It is not weaponizing the Department of Justice to demand accountability for those who weaponize the Department of Justice. The
president says former FBI Director James Comey, Democrat Senator Adam Schiff, and New York's Attorney General Letitia James all deserve to be investigated. Claiming that acetaminophen, its brand name is Tylenol, is linked to increased risk of autism in youngsters, President Trump is urging pregnant women to steer clear of the drug, not to take it at any stage of pregnancy. Tylenol's maker insists that scientific evidence does not show an increased autism risk, but there are conflicting studies on the issue. Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, Dow futures up 54 points, NASDAQ futures ahead a fraction. More on these stories, townhall.com.
NCN News, I'm Mike Riley. North Carolina Senator Ted Budd chaired a Senate field hearing on Monday in Hendersonville to examine how the Small Business Administration handled disaster aid. Budd told WLOS in Asheville the immediate response by the government was a disaster.